Really the start of the show here.
They are. They have been. Look at them. They're way closer to the thing. Well, is he going to get way closer to the camera now?
Well, hopefully it should be an exciting end to the regulation, a very controversial regulation.
It's been a weird one, but I think a lot of people have had a lot of fun with parts of it, and we're going to have...
I think part of the fun is some of the crazy teams. Like, we've got Glamora on one side, and then we've got whatever Brenden's running.
Yeah,
it's
so
always...
Brenden is running Araquanid, Crabominable, Indeedee Female, Hatterene, Torkoal, and Sinistcha. Angel, with the same team, basically, has been running all format. The Whimsicott, Rillaboom, Glamora, Volcarona, Mousehold, and Annihilate. I'm excited for this one. Brenden's got some weird Pokemon here. The Araquanid's a really interesting one. The Crabominable, don't expect to see that one a lot. Going to see the Mousehold and the Volcarona lead on one side, and it's Hatterene and the Sinistcha on the other, which is very interesting, because you do have that, like, redirect plus Hatterene Trick Room as an option, although you don't necessarily have the Psychic Terrain here. Not that it necessarily
maybe he's worried about Rillaboom swapping.
That's true, and you can definitely bring it in later. So
yeah, I think it's a very interesting start here.
There are a lot of options for both these players. Remember, this is kind of a weird Volcarona set, actually. It's Struggle Bug plus Quiver Dance.
Yeah, not something you always see.
It's a weird combination of things, but we'll see the switch out immediately on the Sinistcha. And it's going to be the Araquanid coming in, actually. It gets taunted.
The taunt goes into Araquanid, and that means Hatterene should be able to set up this Trick Room here.
Yeah, I mean, Hatterene wouldn't get taunted regardless, but now,
Now that Volcarona is in a lot more trouble here.
Yeah, this is a really nice spot for Brenden at this point, having the Hatterene here on the field, plus the Araquanid. Araquanid, if you are not aware, very slow, very good in Trick Room. I would imagine Volcarona kind of has to Terrastalize here if it doesn't want to... Well, it's Terra Water.
Terra Water, okay, yeah.
So there are some options, because I don't know if Mousehold will drop to a single move from Hatterene.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta get through the Mousehold first.
So there are certainly options for Angel here, but you probably are going to have to Terrastalize soon.
Oh, Mousehold switching out. What's it going to be?
Probably a Monkey, if I had to guess.
Yep.
Yeah, it's in fact a Monkey. And that'll also activate the Grassy Seed on the Volcarona.
Yeah, true.
So that's +1 in everything except attack right now.
So now Brenden could switch in Indeedee if he has it in the back and get control of that terrain.
Yeah, certainly can, which is certainly not a bad option.
But does he have it?
You wonder. He's already shown 3 of his 4, so it would have to be the last Pokemon he'd show his entire team at that point, but we'll see if that actually comes through.
Oh, the Mystical Fire into the Terra Water.
Doesn't do much. It does drop the special attack. Yeah.
Maybe that's what he was fishing for.
Yeah, I mean...
Still, good little chip damage from Araquanid, and the defense drop.
The defense drop is pretty big.
That's really big.
Ooh, the Struggle Bug will tag the Hatterene with the special attack drop. Mystical Fire is a guaranteed... Oh, no, it doesn't. It has Covert Cloak.
Yep, Covert Cloak.
So overall, a pretty good turn for Brenden.
Yeah,
not a bad turn for Angel. You're still stalling out the trigger.
It's still anyone's game, but I do feel like right now Brenden is in an advantageous situation. It's all up to Angel to stall out that Trick Room.
Yeah.
And we do see Brenden does have Indeedee in the back.
So, yeah, there are certainly options here on how to handle this from Brenden's side, but you do kind of have to worry about just forcing through these Pokemon right now, because you also just imagine that we're going to get some Protects pretty soon from especially the Volcarona to try to stall out a couple turns here. I mean, the problem for the Volcarona now is that these, like, Grassy Seed sets tend to be pretty defensive, not super invested in the special attack, not super trained in that. And so you're not necessarily getting the same kind of damage when you don't have a Quiver Dance active, which it doesn't in terms of the special attack.
Yeah, but it also will be hard for Brenden to break through that with... Because it's got the special defense boosts, and it's Terra Water, so Araquanid can't threaten as easily.
Yeah, unless Araquanid is just absolutely crazy with it.
I mean, it is Life Orb. I expect this can do some big damage here.
It really can. Yeah, that will be the Protect.
Like you said, Protect.
And we did see the Volcarona switch out, which was a nice move from Angel there. Or excuse me, the Rillaboom switch out, which was a nice move from Angel there. So now that you have the priority when it comes back in, and you do get a lot of damage back onto the Araquanid there with the Rocky Helmet plus the Life Orb chip.
I think Angel's doing a great job at stalling out this Trick Room. Some damage on the Maushold, but that's kind of what it's there for. It's kind of there to soak up some of the damage.
But I will say, on the other end of things, Brenden does at least have ways to get Trick Room back up a second
That's
time.
true. He's not lacking for ways to set Trick Room.
And it's not like he's taken much damage on anything.
It's just going to be up to Angel to take advantage of that one turn that he has to reset Trick Room then.
Yeah. And it'll just be a matter of, okay, can Volcarona actually get the job done here? We'll see the Indeedee switch out.
Special attack drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Indeedee swapping out.
So it loses the Psychic Seed bonus, but I don't know how important that is at this point.
But also, you gotta be prepared for Rillaboom to swap back in.
That's certainly true. It probably makes a lot more
substitute.
sense. Okay, I was
I
curious.
like that. I like that play.
Seeing this on the team sheet, I was curious about seeing it go down in practice, and it will certainly eat the hit there for the Struggle Bug.
Yeah.
So you now get to have it sit on the field a lot more conveniently. And Leech Life will heal it up pretty well. We know that the second Leech Life will KO the Maushold.
Oh yeah,
and have the Hospitality.
Yeah,
this is
and
nasty,
the Hospitality.
actually.
Okay. No, let him cook. Let him cook.
I'm actually so into what Brendan's doing right now.
I wasn't sure at first, but I'm seeing all the pieces come together now.
Yeah, I'm seeing the light. This is actually making so much sense.
Even if Trick Room ends, like, that Araquanid is just so set up in there.
Yeah.
And just prepared.
And you can't really stop it at this point. It's in a really difficult...
What does this... Okay, Volcarona going for another Quiver Dance, so it's just about how much damage this Volcarona is going to be able to do.
And I do like that play, because at some point you do have to start chipping through these Pokemon, but...
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of positioning, a lot of setup here. Both players are kind of scared to start doing the damage right now, and so it's just going to be about who's going to start, like, breaking the standstill first.
Yeah, and the Trick Room is down, so Brenden is, at this point, into, okay, can I get Trick Room back up?
So he still has Terrestrialization for that Sinistcha, and it looks like that's what he's going for. Get that Trick Room back up, get ready for Araquanid to sweep.
Yeah, you can tell he's kind of considering it, because it's like, okay, do I want to use this now and potentially lose out on my Terra for the rest of the game? Is there anything else I need it for? Do I care that strongly about Trick Room right now? What do I think I'm going to get hit by right now? Do I think, like, Maushold is just going to launch, like, a Super Fang into this slot? But it will be the Fiery Dance coming out first, so it will eat that much better.
Takes that very well. Does he get the boost? No boost.
Ooh, but the taunt goes down. So that's going to be tough.
So that's going to put Brenden in a weird situation now where he does not have that Trick Room up. Maushold is down. The first kill has been taken, though.
Yeah. Well, and at the same time, you do...
But what does Angel have in the back? Because, like, if that is, like, a Glamora or something else, it could really cause some damage. Though the substitute is still up.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And we know Gortrum's in the back. Yeah, Trick Room won't be able to get up. But even still, you can switch out the Sinistcha fairly conveniently here, or even just kind of let it cook and try to hit stuff.
Okay, it is Rillaboom.
It is Rillaboom, but that also means that you can switch out the Sinistcha into Indeedee,
Yeah, I still feel like Brenden has a good position here. You can switch into Indeedee, and
Leech Life should just KO.
Yeah, Leech Life.
It'll do a lot. I don't know if it'll KO, actually.
Yeah, because it doesn't get that damage boost on the bug moves the way it does with water.
Yeah. It's still a very good physical attacker, but it's not doing the same kind of damage that Liquidation does. But it should still do a pretty good chunk of damage. And the Volcarona...
Now, what is this Volcarona going to do? Okay, it is just Struggle Bugging. I was wondering if it was going to try and set up another Quiver Dance at the times.
That's really good damage.
That is.
Indeedee. Ooh, and it breaks the sub.
Oh, yeah,
that could be dangerous.
Angel's getting in a really good position here. Oh, and the Wood Hammer double up.
So the Wood Hammer
takes out, even without that grassy terrain.
It does take out the Indeedee. The question here, how much does this Leech Life do into the Gortrum? And it does KO. So Psychic Terrain will be active for as long as Psychic Terrain is normally active. but there's no Trick Room up. I think this is a good spot for Brenden. I really do.
I think it really just all depends on Angel's last Pokemon here.
Mm-hmm. And it is Annihilate.
Annihilate.
Yeah. And this is the thing. The problem is this is the setup Annihilate, and I don't know that it can really do anything here.
I think Sinisha's pretty free to set Trick Room up here.
I think it is, and I think
I would imagine it can live a double up of the Struggle Bug and Drain Punch.
I would imagine, yeah. It'll take whatever hit from Annihilate at this point. It's not going to struggle with that.
And you could protect the Araquanid here, or you could just go for damage. Although it looks like he was considering swapping out.
I think he probably just attacked.
I think just attacking, just in case that double up does end up killing, you're still making progress.
And honestly, with how good of a spot that Brenden is in, it's not an incredible spot, but it's a pretty solid spot. With how good of a spot that Brenden is in, you might as well see if Liquidation just takes out Annihilate from here.
Oh, but the Citrus Berry as well. Okay, yeah, that Annihilate.
Yeah, Annihilate has absolutely no shot of KOing this thing.
Even a crit, I don't think would kill. Yeah, no.
To say, like, Annihilate, without any boost, does not actually do
How much does this Liquidation do? Does a good chunk.
It doesn't KO.
Doesn't quite KO, but, like, with Trick Room up, now what's it gonna do?
Yeah, it's a really good amount of damage, that's for sure.
I think this is Brenden's game.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't see a way Angel comes back, although you never know.
Yeah.
In a game like Pokemon, there's always a chance of crits, and that Volcarona is very bulky with the special defense boost, with the defense boost.
I'm a little nervous about this option. I would have preferred trying to finish off the Annihilate here. I know that maybe you're just calling a double switch, or a double protect, and saying, okay, I'm gonna play really passively too.
An over-prediction there.
But if this is something like a Rage Fist, okay, it's a Rage Fist into the
substitute
Araquanid, so at least you're not losing a Pokemon from that, because I think it might have taken out the Hatterene from that range. But we'll see. The Struggle Bug, it'll do pretty solid damage again.
Pretty solid damage, but now Expanding Force is ready to go.
Yeah, I guess the only concern here is that you do have to actually consider what will KO what's that Pokemon's name? Volcarona at this point.
Oh, is he switching in Indeedee again? I'm not quite sure why.
I don't hate it. I think it's the Sinistra coming back in for
the
hospitality bonus.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that, because you'll be able to do a nice little chunk here.
Right,
Araquanid can come back in later. Yeah, it's the Annihilate Protect. We'll see. It's really
just
important.
Making use. Okay, not a double Protect. Volcarona does not go for that Protect, but with 2 Quiver Dance boosts, it's gonna be able to take this.
Yeah, that's actually it. Take that really well.
And it's going for more. That's really the end game for Angel here. Is just make that Volcarona as unkillable as possible. Well, just letting it do a bunch of damage.
Yeah, the problem is, and I guess this is
that Annihilate is pinned right now.
Yeah, the Annihilate's done. It's just a question of how out of this can Volcarona get. Can Volcarona get out of Trick Room? Because it's still only at +1 defense. It can't get more defense than it already has. And so Araquanid will still do a solid chunk to it, no matter how much Quiver Dancing it does. If it can get a KO on the Araquanid here, then things get... Oh,
never mind. The crit.
Never mind, we're done.
But even then, like, it didn't have any way to heal itself, so I think could just keep chipping it down.
I think Brenden was in a very good spot regardless, but that certainly is going to end the battle.
All right, I'm curious to see how the players switch things up here, if they go for the same strategies or not.
It's a 1-0 lead, and we saw just a lot of getting Trick Room set up. And I mean, Brenden has 3 Pokemon that can all use Trick Room, and 2 Redirectors to support Hatterene getting Trick Room up, along with Hatterene being
Brenden is getting that Trick Room up.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how good of a position Angel can get himself in while Brenden has to take that time.
Yeah.
I'm very, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't end up bringing Glamora, because especially into that, like a Meteor Beam into that Araquanid could get him in a really good spot, but I also see the downsides of bringing a Poison type into a Size Spam team.
That's certainly true, although you do have Rillaboom to manage that a little bit.
So I'm curious to see if he brings it here.
Yeah.
Oh, see, they're looking like
Certainly
Brendan's considering a switch up here.
I don't mind the switch up. I'm glad we got to see Araquanid. I don't think it's a bad Pokemon to bring in this situation.
I felt like it did pretty good there.
It did a lot of work.
And I worry that by stacking too many special attackers, that Volcarona can just quiver dance up.
That's certainly true, and that might be what Brendan's considering now.
Though it is body press on the Torkoal.
It is body press on the Torkoal.
It is terrifying body press on the Torkoal, so that could also be an out.
It sure is. Which is a very, very funny piece of tech, because
Volcarona
has such a naturally high defense stat.
And Volcarona's not going to be able to do anything to that Torkoal. I guess if it gets enough special defense boosts, then yeah. Oh, it is Glamora.
Okay, it's Glamora and Mousehold, so Follow Me, Meteor Beam is on deck, and Glamora is Terra Grass, so it can ignore a Rage Powder here.
Yeah, that could... I'm curious to see if Angel just wants to rip the Terra right away, or wants to conserve it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a very volatile turn 1 here.
It really is. But also you wonder, does Hatterene, like, take a Meteor Beam? It's a bulky Pokemon,
but does it also take a Sludge Bomb? Because that's super effective damage there.
But it will be a neutral, like, it won't be a +1 yet, and you do want to get that Meteor Beam off early.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what Angel does here.
This'll swing the battle pretty significantly. So the taunt goes down onto the Indeedee.
Yeah, will Brenden be getting Trick Room up here?
Meteor Beam.
Meteor Beam, alright.
Hold for miss.
We'll get to see what it does here. If it will get that kill or not.
If it does, it does land into the Hatterene. And it picks up the KO.
Kills. Okay, that puts Brenden in a really bad spot here. No Trick Room, Indeedee's taunted.
Yeah, I feel
Torkoal
like...
and Sinistcha aren't going to be able to keep up with that Glamora.
But yeah, I feel like we're mostly done with good old game number 2 right now.
Game 2 might be over turn 1, basically.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Brenden gets anything that can kind of swing things a little bit. But I think especially you can bring in Rillaboom here, turn off Indeedee's damage to a degree that it didn't.
And Glamora is just free to start pumping out more damage.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing, is you could just use Sludge Bomb into that Sinistcha slot, and it's like, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. And it's going for that Terra Grass.
Yeah. So
just minimizing the damage it could take from a Machagacha.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that was almost dangerous for a minute, but
another taunt goes off.
Yeah.
And that Sludge Bomb deals good damage. Not quite KOing, but Sinistcha is very bulky.
Yeah, but even still, it's like, what is the Psychic going to do? Even in terrain.
Yeah, especially with that Terra. It wouldn't even killed without Terra.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, and the taunt just shut down Trick Room there. I mean, I gotta respect Brenden from trying. I think he realized that the only way to win would to be get Trick Room up and have Angel make that mistake of not taunting.
Yeah, I mean, and you could have... Like, on that turn 1, Brenden could have done Rage Powder Trick Room, and it would have worked.
Yeah, I think...
Because the Glamora did not Terra on that first turn.
Yeah.
But that's kind of hindsight at this point, where, okay, well, if it had worked, then it would have worked, but since it didn't...
And I don't know if Brenden was expecting that Meteor Beam to kill.
I wonder if he just wasn't sure whether it would KO. Because
Hatterene does have decent special bulk, if I remember.
It certainly does, and it's because it's a Trick Room.
Types do.
Yeah, and because it's a Trick Room Pokemon, it has very good...
probably some HP investment.
Yeah, probably a lot of HP
Probably just 252 HP, but okay. Well, that Game 2 was a lot quicker than Game 1.
It certainly was.
Will Brenden go back to what he did in Game 1?
I wonder... I think the Araquanid's good, but I worry about it against the Glamora.
Okay, it seems like he's leading Indeedee, trying to rectify his mistake. Doesn't have to worry about Terra Grass.
And yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I do like that as a decision, especially because...
Doesn't have to worry about taunt.
Yeah.
The Indeedee can just redirect away.
Yeah. Well, and if you're like, okay, Game 1, it wasn't that important that I had Psychic Seed active, and I threw it away immediately.
Yeah.
I'll have Psychic Seed for the Meteor Beam, and that's all I really need.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, I don't think Brenden actually threw out Torkoal there, did he? in that game?
No, he actually never showed
so
up,
Angel does not know.
That's true. That is true. So that could be an issue for Angel if he's like, oh, I'm doing great. I used my Terra on my Clamora. Everything is wonderful.
Yeah.
And then, boom, Torkoal hits the field with Trick Room up. What do you do? And then he uses Body Press. And it will be back to the Volcarona.
Back to the Volcarona. Yeah, there's not really much going on here to stop Volcarona from getting some quiver dances up.
That is certainly true. There really isn't. But also, there's not really anything stopping a Trick Room here from the...
Interesting. He seems to be just swapping into Torkoal, assuming that the taunt's just going to go into that Ndidi slot anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's not really anything that Angel can do to stop Hatterene from getting the Trick Room up, because taunt's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So you do get to turn off the terrain here.
But now Torkoal's going to come in and it's going to be in a great position to really mess up that Rillaboom.
Absolutely.
And you can only you can't Terra both Volcarona and the Rillaboom here.
Yeah.
And so that Eruption should be dealing some good damage.
You do have to worry about Fake Out, but you could bring the Ndidi back in on where the Hatterene is.
But if I were Brenden, I would just say, you're going to play it safe and not use Fake Out here, because I could switch in that Ndidi at any time.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's kind of a read at that point where it's like, okay, what do I...
It's kind of like a game of chicken of like, oh, when do I swap in that Ndidi?
Torkoal is active now.
Because if Brenden just swapped in Ndidi and Eruptioned, that Rillaboom would just be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly would. Although I'm curious how well Volcarona will take.
I'm not sure why he's Well, okay, Terrifier makes sense into the Volcarona.
Ooh, and it's just a switch out on the Rillaboom.
Just a switch out?
That's a nice call out for
Brenden. Okay, back into...
This should be a double KO, I would imagine. Okay, we'll see the Terra.
Probably not because of that Terra Water on...
assuming the Terra Water comes up, yeah. But even then, it won't really be able to do much.
But even then, yeah, it won't be able to do much. Staring down 2 fire types. And, like, 3 turns of Trick Room left? 4 turns?
Should be 3 at this point.
Should be 3. Okay.
This is.
I'm always bad at counting the Trick Room turns. I always have to pull it up in game and look.
Yeah. Well, and the player cams block it a lot of the time for us, so...
Yeah.
There's the Eruption that should KO the Mouse Hold.
Yeah, just a straight-up KO on that Mouse Hold.
And it does a little chunk to the Volcarona, but the Volcarona will now eat a Mystical Fire as well. Which also means that it'll drop the special attack there.
Is Mystical Fire guaranteed drop?
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay, yeah. I just... It's not a move you see very often, so I just didn't remember.
We'll see the Struggle Bug, which hits the Torkoal there, but the problem is that there's not really a good answer to switch in here for Angel, because if it is the Rillaboom, then Ndidi can switch in and try to take out that Rillaboom, and help.
Yeah, it is Rillaboom.
The Hatterene take out the Rillaboom, and there's not really anything that there's not really anything that Angel's side can do to this Hatterene at this point. It's in such a good spot setting up here. That's the problem with the Struggle Bug setup set, is that the Struggle Bug just doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah, and especially into stuff that resists fire, like, it's gonna be very hard for Angel to break this.
Yeah.
Especially with that Volcarona on such low health.
Yeah, there's not really anything, and again, there's not really anything that can be done about another Expanding Force here, actually.
Brenden is just free to click Expanding Force, as Psy-Spam players like to do, helping hand Expanding Force.
Oh,
I think we're about to see a double KO.
We just might. Rillaboom might take it.
No, the Protect. The
Protect will certainly stop the KO.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Unseen Fist on this Hatterene.
That'd be crazy. Well, it's not a contact move, I guess.
Let me have my dreams.
And that is Rillaboom down, so that is no way to stop the terrain, too.
Yeah, terrain control, if it's Glimora in the back and it can't tear, it's just going to be dropping to Expanding Force.
Yeah, if it's Annihilate,
Annihilate, same thing.
There's not really anything that would feel good about
the Angel's head is blocking the number of turns of Trick Room.
Yeah.
I think this is the last turn.
I think this is the last turn, but I don't think it's really going to matter.
Even if Annihilate protects there, like, it's just going to get redirected next turn.
Yeah.
The only hope for Angel is a double protect.
Yeah.
And he does not get it.
Not gonna
And
get
I
it.
think that's going to be game.
I think that is going to be game. What a set from Brenden Moses.
You know, I heard people saying, "Oh, I'm glad Brenden was on stream round one."
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have faith in him like I did.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you were saying
on
that.
stream to make sure we'd get to see the Araquanid, but he made the size spam work here. I mean,
yeah, he
we're
could.
from SoCal. We love size
He
spam, and it got the job
well,
done.
some of us love size spam.
I love size spam. I'll speak for myself. I love size spam. Hold on, we gotta watch this monkey get. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
We're not gonna watch the monkey get destroyed. And that's
our-
Brenden Moses with
Brenden
the 2-1
Moses
victory.
winning round one. Let's see if he can keep going and maybe even make it to cut. That would be pretty cool to see
that would be
Araquanid
fun.
in cut.
Crabominable on the graphic.
Yeah.
We did not get to see Crabominable at all, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
so hopefully make
yeah,
it to top cut.
we'll have to
see that
him,
again.
Yeah, we'll have to see him in Top Cut to do that. But yeah, and that's the fun thing about this tournament is that we're here at the end of the format, and people are just running funny stuff
they're just having fun.
Crabominable Araquanid. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with round number 2 in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.